Greetings, my fellow children. Welcome to Mahjong Soul. What are we doing today, you may ask? How are we gonna look at the ELO and see that it's doing pretty good? No, actually, we're also not gonna be playing today. Today, the autumn wind blows. Cause we still have some stories to read. This is a lot, but I am kind of down to read it. Why? Especially because I started this with reading the first part, and I think it would be an injustice to the event if I didn't read all of this. So let's get started. Day 2. Let's have a sip of water before we start. As we saw last time, these take a while. So you're not gonna see any gameplay this video. This is just gonna be reading. Because I'm not that good at reading, I think. And I wanna get better. So how do you do that? You will read more. Oh no. When I wake up from my dreams, I realize I must have overslept. Because the sunlight sneaking through the gaps in the curtains is hot and bright. This is obviously the MJ top beam that only appears when the sun is at the apex of its parabolical movement. Parabolical, ooh. I grab my phone next to me and tap the screen a few times. As I expected, it's out of power because I forgot to charge it last night. But that's understandable. Even though I acted like it was nothing when I promised Sarah and Ryan that it would help them, I was quite confused about what I need to do, should do, and can actually do today, so I fell asleep really late. I really don't like to stay up late. It's just really easy for me to suffer from insomnia. Once I start charging my phone, it starts vibrating for a long time, buzzing non-stop, as more than a dozen notifications pour in. Most of them are notifications of calls I missed from Nana Shiraishi, but one of them is a declaration of regret. Text message. Junior, you'll definitely regret not picking up my call today. What did I miss to prompt her into making such a declaration? I call her back quickly, but no one answers my call. Text message. What is it? 5 minutes later. Why will I regret it? 3 minutes later. Is it really that serious? 1 minute later. What are you doing? 1 minute later. Nana, can you give me some information first? Are you really not doing this on purpose? Riddler, get out of Asaha High School. I made a mistake. It isn't supposed to be Asaha High School. Riddler, get out of Wanhan City. Why doesn't everyone understand something as simple as curiosity will kill the cat of Mahjong Soul Shrine? Why doesn't she just tell me the reason? But when I checked the time, I realized that Soul's performance of the day is about to start. I can't waste any more time of Nana Shiraishi. The thing about regrets can wait until I remember it again. There's a shortcut I can take to go to Seoul. It's an alley that is used by very few people and can even be said to be rarely visited, but it can save more than 20 minutes of travel time, so I often use it to go to Seoul when I'm in a hurry. But it doesn't seem too peaceful here today. Right after I take a few steps into the alley, I hear the sound of fighting from the corner ahead of me. The reason I'm so sure that it's the sound of fighting is mainly because I hear a mixture of the sound of metal banging together, moaning, yelling, and cursing. And because I see Kitty staggering as she backs out of the corner and almost falls onto the ground. Kitty? After seeing someone I know, I immediately change my mind about minding my own business. I rush up to her to help her up and take the chance to observe the situation. 3 to 4 youths who are dressed like thugs stand opposite us. The one in the middle, who has a crew cut, is wearing a pair of sunglasses and is holding an unlit cigarette. Looks like their leader. Hey, you over there! I advise you to mind your own business. My bat hits anyone in its way. After he talks tough in a familiar local accent, a brawny thug standing behind him takes a big step forward until he is within 2 meters of me. I'm warning ya, we members of Raven are allowed to kill up to 5 people every year. I don't want to waste the last quota of the year on you. Get out of here if you know what's best for you. I look at Kitty next to me. It's obvious that these people are here for her. Should I help her? Decisions? No. Don't make me decide. But obviously, as the good civilian I am going to help her. Even if I ignore my friendship with the members of Soul, just seeing a girl like Kitty getting singled out and bullied is something I can't ignore. So I step forward in front of Kitty and muster up the courage to confront the brawny thug. There are so many of you bullying a weak woman, so I thought that like what usually happens in anime, the thug would mouth off at me for a while before warning me again. Unexpectedly, as I say that I'll be fighting on the same side of Kitty and thinking about what to say next, the baseball bat flies directly towards my face. I'll give you what you want then. Why is this happening? This isn't like what I saw on television at all. All I can do is watch as the bat approaches at lightning fast speed, giving me no time to dodge. Stunnedly. God, I thought I heard something. Whew. The voices are winning. Suddenly, I hear a sharp sound as a whip flashes past my sideburns and collides with the baseball bat in front of me. I freeze on the spot and don't even dare to tilt my head, as I'm afraid the whip might hit my face when Kiri pulled it back. Even if it hits me hard, the pain will only be temporary, but I'll be affected for a lifetime if it ruins my looks. Don't have to worry about that, mate. Kiri appears beside me after taking a brisk step and instantly engages the several people facing us. The long whip in her hand, which she rarely uses when taming animals, makes swooshing sounds every time it flies through the air. At this moment, I finally realize that Kiri's whip is used to train people, not tame animals, and that Kiri is a superwoman, not a weak woman. As I watch Kiri holding her own against her enemies, I suddenly remember that the last time I saw a woman dominating enemies with a whip was in a movie about a superhero. Is it possible that Kiri grew up with the Amazons? Looking down, I see the baseball bat Kiri knocked down lying there on the ground. I pick it up and feel pretty good after swinging it. My mouth. I pick it up and feel pretty good after swinging it a few times. Since Kiri has already engaged them, I can't let myself be outdone, so I join the battle with the baseball bat. Although I'm joining the battle, my main task is to assist Kiri by dealing the finishing blow with the baseball bat, ensuring that no one can get back up after Kiri knocks him to the ground. I would normally be scolded for doing something like this in games, but instead of scolding me, Kiri sends me encouraging and appreciative glances when I'm hitting our enemies, which kind of feels like she's praising me for having a promising future. This fight starts fast and ends fast. After a little over 10 minutes, Kiri knocks down the leader, the thug, with the crew cut and makes them squat in a line at the corner. I walk over with the baseball bat in my hands and start interrogating them. Who are you people? I'm Shishukara. In my line of business, people call me their Aniki, which is, I think, literally just meaning older brother. Shishukara? It's Shishukara. Still sounds like Shishukara. Jeez, it's so tiring talking to people like you. I told you it's Shishukara. Seeing how hard he is trying to correct me, I suddenly have a flash of inspiration. Wait, are you saying you're called Shizukara? Like the bird? Yes, that's me in the future. You can also call me. Did I just misread that? No. Shishukara. 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 Shizukara. Just call me Shizukara. As for who we are, I guess it's okay to tell you. We're members of Raven. Well, this Raven... Did I get it right? Well, I already heard you say this before when you threatened me. The question is, why are you people making trouble for her? Huh? You think we're making trouble for her? Brothers, who can tell me what's going on? Who is making trouble for who? We were minding our own business here when she rushed over and whipped me. What's this? I'm very shocked to hear this. The story is completely different from what I imagined. I thought that Let me just drink a sip of water. Not too much. I thought that Kitty encountered these thugs from Raven while going to Seoul to perform, and they made trouble for her. In reality, Kitty encountered these thugs from Raven while going to Seoul to perform, and she made trouble for them. Aniki, there's no point wasting your breath on these two. They picked this fight. That's right, Aniki. We're members of Raven. We can't suffer a loss like this. After realizing that I actually don't know the whole story, the people on the ground start protesting to their leader, Shizukara. After all, I wouldn't be happy either if I got beaten up when I'm in the right. Shut up! Do you think I don't know that? Do you think I would explain myself if we won against them? I must say, there's a reason why Shizukara could become the leader of these thugs. First of all, he is sensible and knows where he stands. We were originally just passing through here to do something for our boss. And you know what happens next. If you're gonna keep making trouble for us, well, Raven isn't an organization of pushovers. Ha! Kitty makes a cold snort of disdain beside me. She picks up her whip and flicks it twice in the air as if she's about to continue educating them. Seeing this, I quickly stop Kitty. Heroin. Not heroin, that's a drug. Wait, how do you... I see that... I read this word so many times. It's not heroin.
Heroin.
Not German, nicht auf Deutsch.
Heroin.
It's actually heroin? What the fuck? Why is this pronounced the same like the drug?
Heroin.
Why is it heroin?
Heroin. Heroin.
It's literally just heroin! What? I am...
Heroin. Heroin.
It is... Wait, no.
Heroin. Heroin.
It is actually the same. You add an E, you take away the E, doesn't matter. It's still heroin. It's heroin to me. Damn. I guess you learn every day. Heroin. Let it go. Let go of my heroin. What grievances do you have with them? Why don't you tell me so I can mediate for you? Ask them yourself. I suddenly feel helpless, like when you're passing on messages for two NPCs who are right in front of each other in a game. It looks like I'm doomed to be haunted by this kind of task unless I stop being an enthusiastic citizen. Shizukara, what were you about to do? I won't betray Raven's secret to an outsider. Upon hearing that, Kitty raises her hand with the whip in it again. Stop, Kitty, and persuade Shizukara. Let me hear out this guy. Heroin, let it go. Fighting won't solve the problem. Leave this to me. Seeing Kitty's stance, I start to worry that she really will hurt Shizukara quite badly. If One Han City were to appear in an anime, its genre would be slice of life, and the overall atmosphere would be happy, peaceful, and relaxed. Fighting and killing are too bloody, and the anime won't be approved. is too bloody. Aniki, if you look at the current situation, this matter isn't between Raven and outsiders, it's between you and us. Huh, nothing you say will convince me. Whether what I say will convince you isn't important. What's important is if what you say is convincing enough. Look, you just need to tell us roughly what you were about to do. I meant it when I said I can't tell you. Why can't you understand something that simple? It looks like we won't be able to go on with this conversation unless Shizukara becomes aware of the seriousness of the situation. Kiri! I throw the baseball bat into the air, and Kiri's whip slices it into 2 pieces after it draws an arc in the air. After the heavier half of the bat lands, it bounces twice before rolling to Shizukara's feet. I then see him swallow. We're all brothers here, calm down for now. Actually, it's no big deal. The boss wants to meet the leader of Strix today and instructed everyone to go support him. We're here to get more people. How dare you lie? Huh? I heard you clearly. You were talking about looking for a red-crowned crane. Yeah, we need to find red-crowned crane, so what? Just when Kiri is about to take action again without saying a word, I get the feeling that something is wrong, so I stop her. Heroine, let it go. I'm already sick of saying this now. I hope the people from Raven can just act sensibly. Kiri, what's this red-crowned crane you mentioned? The red-crowned crane. A red-crowned crane is a red-crowned crane. No shit. Don't tell me you've never seen a crane with a red crown. Red-crowned crane, red-crowned crane, crane with a red crown, crane. What red-crowned crane? We're looking for a man with red hair. I forgot to change my voice there. I'm so sorry. I'll go back and do it just for you. What red-crowned crane? We're looking for a man with red hair. A man with red hair? What do you mean? Jeez, didn't I already tell you before? We're here to get more people. The leader of the group next door has dyed his hair red, so everyone in our line of business calls him the Red-Crowned Crane. That's right, he's playing basketball in this area, so we came here with Aniki to look for him. Oh. When I see Kiri hesitating before speaking, I understand that she also realized she misunderstood, but is too embarrassed to admit it. In that case, let me, a caring and enthusiastic citizen, help her out. Well, as they say, it takes a fight for people to get to know each other well. Everyone, since we've worked out the misunderstanding, why don't we just shake hands, make peace, and go about our own business? What the fuck? Forget it. I don't want to lower myself to your level. You better not meddle. Meddle? I'm gonna learn pronunciation of a lot of words. It's meddle, not meddle, right?
Medal.
Meddle. Exactly. You better not meddle in the business of Raven next time, or else I'll teach you a lesson. Yeah, we'll teach you a lesson. Fortunately, Shizukara and the others leave resolutely. Shizukara and the others leave resolutely after talking tough and stop pestering us because they are scared of the whip in Kiri's hand. After they leave, I turn around to face Kiri and ask her a question I've had since a little earlier. Kiri, why did you start fighting them when you heard them say red-crowned crane? I cannot say red-crowned crane. I'm getting sick of that word. I guess it'll be too rude to not tell you since you just gave me a lot of help. Are you free right now? I'll take you somewhere. I remember that my original intention was to find an opportunity to take action with her, but I didn't expect an opportunity to come so quickly. Of course, it would be even better if the process wasn't so thrilling and exciting. Of course I'm free. I'm not free, I'm free. Music switch. Let's drink something. Lelo. Oh, we have to speak more. Ooh, cause of the music. Kitty takes me to a courtyard near Seoul, which seems like it is uninhabited and has been deserted for a while. The courtyard is overgrown with weeds and filled with unknown wildflowers, and vines have crawled all over one side of a wall and even blocked half the windows. But the beauty of wild growth is on full display. I hear the hoarse cries of a crane the moment I enter the courtyard. As one rarely hears this kind of sound in an urban area, I thought I had heard wrong and turned to look at Kitty. She nods calmly at me, confirming my thoughts. I'm so sorry. That was so inappropriate of me. I follow her to the base of a big tree with dense branches. Blah. Lelo. I follow her to the base of a big tree with dense branches in the courtyard, where a small and simple house has been built with planks and dry straw. The sound is coming from inside the house. I stick my head inside slightly to take a look and see a red-crowned fucking, there's so many red-crowned crane with dull-looking feathers lying inside. One leg is curled up and the other has been bandaged and is secured to a splint. I took in this injured red-crowned crane 2 days ago. At that time, its leg was broken and most of the feathers on its wings were gone. There's no way it would be able to find its own kind and return to its breeding ground by itself. I come here to feed it every day while it's recuperating here. Kitty takes out a bag of bird food that is sealed with plastic wrap from the bag on her waist as she speaks. There are a lot of freeze-dried foods in it, and it looks very nutritious, so I also ate some. He doesn't. Pick up the food next to you and try to get close to the red-crowned crane. Stand where you are and wait for Kitty to finish feeding the red-crowned crane. I step aside so that Kitty can feed the red-crowned crane, but it glares at me vigilantly and refuses to eat. When I see this, I realize that I haven't gained its trust, so I take a few more steps back and hide inside its blind spot. Only then does it agree to eat the food in Kitty's hand. This red-crowned crane is extremely wary of people. It won't let anyone other than me get close to it. There are 2 reasons why I was so sensitive to the word red-crowned crane today. The first is that red-crowned cranes return to their habitats to reproduce every year and will indeed stop for a short time in the wetlands near Wonhan City. But this isn't the right time for them to come back. According to past years, they should return 2 months later. The second is that its wariness toward humans and the wounds on its body indicate that it should have been hurt by humans. So I think someone is capturing these red-crowned cranes and selling them. Why are they selling red-crowned cranes? Will they be kept as pets? You should know that the numbers of wild animals like the red-crowned crane are dropping every year due to the destruction of their habitat environment, which means they will be labeled as rare and endangered. I fucked up 3 times. Let me do it again. You should know that the numbers of wild animals like the red-crowned crane are dropping every year due to the destruction of their habitat environment, which means they will be labeled as rare and endangered species and protected. Well, the law punishes offenders severely in this regard, so it should end this kind of behavior. No, to the contrary. This action has made many people willing to pay a high price for them and even want to eat them. After all, only by doing this can they flaunt their wealth and status, as well as their ability and power. Buying and killing often go hand in hand. If someone is willing to pay money for it, someone will take the risk for the money. Caw, caw. While we're talking, the red-crowned crane suddenly makes a weak cry. After examining it closely, Kitty frowns. Its injuries weren't that serious originally, so it should have gotten better over the last 2 days. I am so sorry that I'm going to have to pause for a second. I'm gonna probably cut this out in a minute, because I just randomly, in the middle of reading, realized I did not do my daily missions in Princess Connect Redive. And I have about 27 minutes until the service reset for the daily missions reset. So, experiencing some technical difficulties, I guess. But I made them myself, so I don't know. I'll just quickly do this. I don't even know what time it is. It is 9:30 at the moment. PM, not AM, obviously. Shōshō omachi kudasai mashi. By the way, I swear to God, if this game kicks me out because of AFK, I will eat the red-crowned crane. I'll fucking do it. Right in front of Kitty or Kiri or whatever. I'm still deciding, like trying to figure out if I should pronounce it in the American way or the Japanese way. But then I don't even know what her Japanese name is. I would assume it's Kitty. Maybe Chidi? But it's a C, not a CH. And definitely not a CHC. CH. No, not just a CH. I mean, then again, now that I think about it, I'm probably not gonna cut this up because I'm lazy. Let's just read one more line so it doesn't like AFK me. It looks like it hasn't been recuperating well here. I'm gonna look up that word in a sec as well because I think I've been pronouncing it wrong. Recuperate. Not recuperate, it's recuperate, right? Recuperate? I don't know. I guess I'll just take this time to talk while doing this on this side here. Yeah, what am I doing? About, I think last month it was. Sorry, I have to burp a lot. Fizzy water is coming up. Last month I wanted to buy the Washizu Mahjong set. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much just Mahjong. However, 3 of the 4 copies of each tile is see-through, so the players at the table know which tile you have. Problem is, it's sold out everywhere pretty much, in like for me to buy in Germany at least. So buying it, getting a hold of it is very difficult. So what did I do? Like every other sensible person, I made an I made an eBay account because I have a good record with Japanese people on eBay. That's where I got my volumes of No Game No Life in Japanese. The Japanese people, they're just so helpful. Like actually, like they're genuinely really nice, supportive. They'll text you back. They'll help you with any problem. And when they say something is used or damaged, it's not. Like, genuinely. But no, no matter, whatever. I wanted to buy Washizu Mahjong, but it didn't work. I tried to buy it last month for like 160 euros, but the product didn't exist anymore. So now I'm looking at it again. If you want the actual Akagi Mahjong set with the gloves, the bag and stuff like that, what you're gonna need to do is pay a cough up about 160 to 200 euros, which is money that I do not have. Like, I mean, I technically have it, but especially at the beginning of the month, I don't want to pay so much. So I saw this vendor, this guy, and I also compared this. Like, it said like $100, 100 euros for a mini Washizu Mahjong set. Oh, what does that mean? No gloves, no bag for the tiles, and I think the tiles are also smaller. And the only other disadvantage is the tiles, the see-through tiles, the material it's made out of is not that clear as the original Mahjong set. Like, if you watch Akagi in, I mean, the real life version, I think, or actually no, do they do it in the anime as well? They probably do it in the manga. I haven't read the manga, but in the IRL version of Akagi, they do play that all the time. That's the only thing they play, with the see-through stones, and it's not as see-through, but it's still like fine. You can see what tiles people have, which is the important part about it. And stuff like buying gloves, like thin gloves, and you technically don't need them. I think it's just so they don't get dirty, maybe, and you also can't feel them. And I'll just get like a random bag. Not a bag, I don't even, like, I can just get like a hat and pour the tiles in there. Or find anything else, any container to put it inside. So I don't think that's gonna be any problem. And I'm excited, like, it was like $100. In the end, it's 115, 120 something. But there was no shipping cost, which is nice. And interesting thing, it said it's unopened, unused. And it looks unused to me. But then the guy, because I think I did something that not a lot of people usually do. Because usually I think people first text somebody. They're like, hey, I'm interested, and then they buy. No, what I did, I just bought immediately. Just trusted the reviews. Because the reviews are good. This guy has 99% positive reviews. This guy has a lot of other stuff he sells, a good history, and he also accepts, like, he gives refunds after 90 days, I think. And he also accepts if you just send back the product. So I'm like, this is safe. Even if anything happens, I'll just send it back and refund my money. But no, he sent me some pictures of it. He was like, thank you for purchasing. And then here I felt very proud. I was like, I know you're in Japan. You don't have to use the English translator. You can just speak Japanese with me, which is really cool. Like, I just felt good when he took that and started writing in Japanese, and I actually got what he was saying. I still used, because he was speaking in very polite Japanese, which is obviously good, because I mean he's selling me something, so that's when you're probably going to be using polite Japanese. I'm a stranger, polite Japanese. And also the good thing about polite Japanese is if you are writing in complete sentences, Google Translate will actually do a good job if it's written in formal, full Japanese. Problem only occurs when people start speaking casually, or more casually, less formally. Yeah. But it was nice. I did understand the things he was saying. There was just always one or two details I was missing, which the Google translator showed me. But I did get the overall gist, so I think I'm very confident that even without the Google Translate, at least up until this point, I could like hold the conversation pretty well. Which felt nice. Like, that was a very good feeling. You can just feel the progress. The best thing, I thought, even though I used Google Translate to confirm the sentences, all of the kanji characters he used were kanji characters I knew. And all of the words, even when he sent me words I didn't know, I knew the characters, so I could just even guess the meaning and the pronunciation correctly. So that felt really nice. And he said, "Oh, thanks for buying, but the product is damaged." And I'm gonna be honest, I'm looking at those pictures and I'm like, I do not see any damages on this product. I'm gonna be honest. And he said it's damaged, but I'll give it to you for like a reduced price discount. I'm like, man, yeah, okay. He's just gonna have to give me, he said I could do a partial refund. He wanted to put the price down to $70. Which, like, just giving me 20 bucks, just giving it back to me because he said it's damaged. I appreciate the honesty, but then again, I don't know if something happened after he took the pictures, but in the pictures, tiles look fine. They look absolutely fine. It just looks like a mini mahjong set. The Washizu mahjong. And it even comes with more point sticks. I'm swimming in point sticks. I have too many of those. If I lose one, I don't want to lose them, but if I do, I should be safe. That's gonna be my third mahjong set. Holy crap. It's raining mahjong sets. Hallelujah. But yeah, I texted him, but then I realized, oh yeah, time zones exist. Because when I texted him, it was about 2 a.m. in Japan. And I'm like, I'm gonna leave this guy alone. He wants to sleep. He has a life, probably. So now I'll just wait. The last message I sent him was asking what the damages were, or what the damages are. And if he can maybe send me pictures of it. Because I don't see them. Damn, I like this music. This music is really calming. It feels good to just kind of splurge my mind with this music. But let's continue. But first, recuperating. I cannot spell pronunciation. Pronunciation. God damn it, English.
Recuperating.
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 Recuperating. It looks like it hasn't been recuperating very well here. Pardon me. Let's continue. Kiri, can you communicate with it like you usually do when training other animals? Although I'm an animal tamer, I usually work with jungle animals like Mojito. To be honest, I'm not very good with birds and didn't really get along with them when I was in the forest in the past. Huh? You don't have any urges to have friendly interactions with your food, right? Not to mention, there were no wetlands in the place where I used to live, so there were no creatures like red-crowned cranes at all. Suggest that Kiri takes the red-crowned crane to a nearby vet, suggests that Kitty takes the red-crowned crane to a wildlife rescue agency. I would say the agency, right? Should we take it to a wildlife rescue agency? I'm afraid that won't work. It will take at least 3 to 4 hours to drive to a wildlife rescue agency, and there will also be traffic jams at this hour. It's no longer suitable for this red-crowned crane to travel long distances, and the bumps along the way will only aggravate its injuries. Kitty, you're very knowledgeable about these things. It's quite often that wild animals need to be rescued, so I deal with rescue stations a lot. Wonhan City is a Wonhan City is a modern metropolis, and the city is expanding outwards every year. Locations with habitats for these animals are all very far from urban areas. Just as I'm at a loss about what to do after hearing Kitty's words, a name suddenly appears in my mind. Qing Luan. A little bit of racism hasn't hurt anyone. No one in this city is more familiar with birds than Qing Luan. I'm just gonna Xing Luan, who is from the spirit bird family. I turn on my mobile phone and confirm the route. Fortunately, Beryl Blue is not very far from our current location. I briefly explain the situation to Kitty and get her agreement. Then we carefully bring the red-crowned crane to Beryl Blue, where Xing Luan is. Qing Luan? Xing Luan? The moment we enter Beryl Blue, the moment we enter Beryl Blue, the red-crowned crane seems to feel a reassuring aura and struggles hard to poke its head out of Kitty's arms. It makes a hoarse cry at the back of the antique store, like it is calling for help. Oh, it's this girl, I have her. Xing Luan frowns when she sees us after hearing the sound, but doesn't say much. She just takes the red-crowned crane from Kitty and goes inside. We wanted to follow her, but Yellow Tea chirps non-stop as it dances up and down in front of us, making this strange breathing sound from time to time to stop us. I remember how ferocious Yellow Tea is when it pecks people, so I stopped the anxious Kitty. Kitty, let's trust Xing Luan. Suddenly it started reeking of bird meat. After waiting outside Beryl Blue for about 10 minutes, Xing Luan walks out. You two can relax now, as it'll be. You two can relax now, as it'll be fine. Thank you, Xing Luan. I should be thanking you and your friend instead. If it's okay, can you stay and have a cup of tea? It'll also give me the chance to ask you some questions. Kitty and I exchange a glance and nod before taking a seat at the table. I feel so racist reading this name, man. Because I don't think it's Xing. It might be Qing, but I'm gonna keep saying Xing. Like the damn American I am inside my heart. Xing Luan skillfully starts to boil water to make tea, but the atmosphere suddenly becomes quiet because Kitty always acts coldly in front of strangers. The only sound that can be heard is the sound of water boiling in the kettle. I look at the two of them and sigh. I resign myself to my fate and tell Xing Luan a summary of the situation. She nods after I finish and tell us why the red-crowned crane isn't recovering well while handing us teacups. I asked that young one about what happened earlier, and the situation is roughly the same as Miss Kitty's speculation. This young one encountered poachers on her way back to its habitat. But, she wasn't alone at that time. There were 2 younger children with her. She broke free from the hunting net and escaped, but her 2 children weren't so lucky. After that, she followed the trail of this group all the way to Wonhan City, but was discovered before she could rescue the children and was seriously injured while she tried to get away from the poachers. The reason why Miss Kitty's treatment hasn't been effective these days is that she's worried about her children that she can't rest in peace. It looks like we'll need to find her 2 children. Does she know where they are? Xing Luan shakes her head with a deep frown. Then we can only call the police. With Kitty and Xing Luan's permission, I call the police. However, due to the lack of key evidence, the police must start by investigating suspicious gangs that have recently come to or left the city. So they told us to wait patiently for further news. Miss Xing Luan, can you take care of this red-crowned crane for now? I was thinking of doing that even if you didn't ask me to. Music change. Change meaning water. Get it all out. Kitty says goodbye to me after we leave Barrel Blue. When I see her still frowning, I realize that she might not intend to wait for further news from the police. Kitty, you wouldn't be thinking of searching for the little red-crowned cranes yourself, right? Well, looking at how serious the red-crowned crane's injuries are, I can imagine how cruel those people are. I'm worried that the longer we wait, the more danger the little red-crowned cranes will be in. Maybe you should ask some friends to help you. It'll be really hard to find them by yourself in a city as large as Wonhan City. The only friends I have here are all members of Seoul. I'm afraid I won't be able to find anyone to help me. You should think carefully again. Think about what? A friend who can help you at any time is standing right here in front of you. Is it possible that you don't consider me to be your friend? I'll feel really sad if that's true. No, I already feel really bad for getting you involved in my fight with Raven today. It's only... Sorede nan desu ka? It's only going to be more dangerous than that. You're my friend, so I don't want to get you involved in something this dangerous. But I'm already involved since I know so much about it. I might do something about it by myself, even if you aren't with me. I'll take your silence as acceptance. Fine then. But you must promise me that you'll run away as quickly as you can if we really get into a fight with these criminals. Don't worry, I cherish my life very much. Valid. But why won't you consider asking the people of Seoul for help? They should all be willing to help you. You know what the people of Seoul are like. They are in trouble too. And it's already very good if they can manage the troop well. I have to burp again, sorry. Besides, I am the one who wants to save wild animals. This burden shouldn't be borne by other members of Seoul. I think back and remember how I helped the old man with heat stroke inspect tickets. And helped them clean props. Okay, I admit that Kitty is right. Seoul already has a lot of problems, and it probably can't provide much manpower or resources to help us find the little red-crowned cranes. But even though we can't find other helpers, it's not like we don't have any clues. Kurone Tojo might know something. My ears perk up the moment I hear Kurone Tojo's name. Isn't that the member of the Four Greats who is at Countless Springs? Why would she have any clues? You keep falling silent today. Is it something you can't tell me? No, I'm thinking about the best way to tell you. After all, a lot of rumors have been flying around in the troop recently, and I'm worried that you'll get the wrong idea. Do I look like someone who's easily influenced by others? Don't be silent at such a crucial time. Well, actually, Kurone Tojo was the one who found this red-crowned crane and handed it to me. She said she has no experience in taking care of such animals, and that Countless Springs is not a good place for keeping this kind of wild animal. She hoped that I could take care of it and take it back to its habitat after it recovers. Since I've always been rescuing wild animals, I naturally didn't turn her down. Is this why you've been going to Countless Springs recently? Huh? Even you know about that? It looks like the rumors spreading through the troops. Are quite powerful. Why don't you consider explaining what's happened to everyone? What should I say? Should I bring the red-crowned crane, which gets nervous when it sees people, to them so they can crowd around it and stare at it? Or should I bring them to Kuroni Tojo to explain things to them? I don't even have enough evidence to help us find the little red-crowned cranes, let alone dispel the rumors. Also, I don't care what they say as long as I have a clear conscience. When I see Kiri's resolute attitude, I feel that it'll be difficult for me to convince her in a short period of time. In that case, I might as well help her solve the problem of the red-crowned cranes first. As she said, once the matter is settled, we'll have enough evidence to prove her innocence. What should we do next then? Do you have any good ideas? Actually, I already went to see Kuroni Tojo in the morning today because I had a feeling this incident isn't that simple and wanted to ask her about the situation when she found this injured red-crowned crane. What happened? It's a pity that she wasn't there. The staff said she had gone out and wouldn't return until tomorrow. Then we'll need to wait until tomorrow morning and ask her about this. Then we'll need to wait until tomorrow morning and ask her about the situation before we can plan what to do next. It looks like that's all we can do for now. It won't do us any good to run around aimlessly like headless chickens. Suddenly, Kiri's mobile phone starts ringing. Sorry. She takes a look at the screen and then sighs deeply. Let me guess, was that Sarah? You two are quite in sync. Neither of us went to today's performance, and we haven't even started thinking about informing them yet. By the way, why haven't you received a call yet? Oh, that's right. After Kiri reminds me, I quickly take out my phone. It's out of power again. Holy crap, this guy, aka me, has the worst battery. It's out of power again. Now that I think about it, I only hurriedly charged it for a few minutes in the morning, so it's normal for it to be out of power now. Seriously, Luigi, you're kind of cute sometimes. Anyway, let's stop here today and prepare to go home, so we can think about how we explain ourselves to our parent. Kiri and I go our separate ways to return home. It is completely dark by the time I get home. After plugging in my phone and turning it on again, I receive countless text messages from Ryan, and almost all of them convey his concerns about my failure to go to the performance today. I sent him a text message to roughly explain what happened today and focus on Kiri's views on the attitude of other members of the troupe. One-sama, you don't need to worry about that. I'll take care of things in the troupe. You should have a good rest now. Promise me that you'll have a good sleep tonight. I'll check up on you in your dreams. Although he didn't say what he would do about it, when I recall that Ryan has shown me how capable he is, and that he has Sarah's powerful support, I feel like I can relax for now. At this moment, I just hope that this matter concerning the red-crowned cranes can be resolved smoothly, and that the misunderstanding between Kiri and the other members of Seoul can be resolved as soon as possible. Aha! That was actually a shorter one. The only reason this video is still an hour long is because I played a game in the middle of this. Yeah. But that's gonna be it for this video. Just vibing, just reading, just chilling, just improving my English, just doing what I gotta do, you know? Alright, thanks for listening, and if not, what am I supposed to do about that? Have a nice day, or not. Bye.